In today's video, we'll be going over the must-have research bureau ships to get in 2026 in World of Warships. Me and SAT Score will be going over each of the research bureau ships in the armory, talking about why I recommend it or why not. Let's get started. First choice we're going to be going over is going to be the Ocean. Do we recommend it? Yes. If you like playing carriers, we highly recommend the Ocean. It has two tactical squadrons that have smoke, as well as having strong torpedo bombers. Highly recommend it. Very high damage per minute carrier. Very versatile playstyle as well. So highly recommend it. What are your thoughts, SAT?
Yeah, if you want a high damage carrier, Ocean's a great pick.
All right, moving on to Gibraltar. No, we do not recommend it. It's a weird combo where they try to make it where it's strong against destroyers and light cruisers, as well as having like a really high smoke fire penalty. Not the best concealment, so I wouldn't recommend it. Unless you like having your balls stepped on, then I wouldn't recommend it. What are your thoughts, SAT?
Yeah, it's if you want a challenging ship to play, then Gibraltar is near the top. Otherwise, I wouldn't touch it.
All right, moving on to the Sevastopol. Do we recommend it? No. On paper, the ship seems great. It has really good accurate shells, good AP, good survivability, good armor, and it also has a special heal as well with the heavy repair team. But in matches, it is just so incredibly painful to play. So we would not recommend it. What are your thoughts?
The actual DPM is really low, so you struggle against destroyers, and if your shots just have bad RNG and just don't hit the Citadel.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on to the Von Spec. Do you recommend it? No. I'd rather just recommend the Utrecht line for the tier 9 over in that one. So I wouldn't recommend spending Research Bureau points on this ship. It's like a mini orange. So if you want to get an orange, it's similar to it, then sure. But overall, I just recommend the Utrecht line instead. But what are your thoughts?
I would wait for PVO to be available.
All right, moving on to the Hector. Do you recommend it? No. The bad shell arcs, as well as the crawling smoke, that kinda is like it actually makes it worse with the crawling smoke. It makes you more easily be tracked. I wouldn't recommend the Hector. What are your thoughts?
The crawling smoke hurts it half the time since you can't really control when to turn it off or when to escape it, and Hector's firepower doesn't compensate enough for it.
Hmm. Moving on to the Renault. Do you recommend it? It's a pretty unique torpedo play style. It's not the best torpedo boat, but with the reload booster, fast speed, it's very big hull as well. Like the ship, like it's a unique play style for torpedo boats. But if you want the best torpedo boat, then we definitely wouldn't recommend it. But what are your thoughts?
If you like the Cassard, then you may like the Châteaurenault. If you don't like Cassard, don't bother.
Hmm. Moving on to the Slava, do you recommend it? They did just buff the Slava recently, so if you like play with stronger AP shells, so if you want to get a ship that's similar to Yamato's playstyle, being a long to mid-range battleship, then I definitely recommend the Slava. What are your thoughts?
So, if you like the sniping playstyle, the Slava is fine. But if you want to get up and close and personal, then you should get a different ship.
Hmm. Moving on to the Irresistible, do you recommend it? No. The reason why is it's essentially a cruiser in a battleship slot, which means that you're essentially going to have one less battleship on your team in any match. So I wouldn't recommend it. It's more of an HE farmer. It can shoot AP at broadside targets. It's like a tier 10 British, like Illinois, where fast firing guns to just do a lot of HE farming with some AP on the sides and with a smoke gimmick as well, the crawling smoke. But I wouldn't recommend it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, the lack of being a cruiser is a problem when you need to have like battleship capabilities like tanking or doing cross map shots on the broadside cruisers. I just wouldn't recommend it.
Hmm. Moving on to the Ohio. Do you recommend it? Yes. The Ohio is more of like a safe build ship. It's one of the most recommended ships in the game for Research Bureau. You can build for guns, you can build for tankiness, you can build for jack of all trade, you can build for secondaries. There's so many different builds you can do with this ship, and they're all good. Like the ship can do good in all of those different builds. So yes, I'd highly recommend the Ohio. What are your thoughts?
Ohio is probably the safest pick you can do for a research bureau ship.
hmm Moving on to the hull. The hull has three deploying guns on it. It has a large HP pool, has a special heal on it, and no smoke. It's essentially an open water destroyer with cruiser guns. Do you recommend it? Yes. If you like playing a more unique open water destroyer playstyle, then we definitely recommend the hull. What are your thoughts?
If you like gunboat destroyers, Hull's a great choice. If not, then pick something else.
All right, moving on from the hull, let's talk about the Brennus. Do we recommend the Brennus? The Brennus is like a different playstyle to the Marseille, the tier 10 for the French tech tree line. Do you recommend the Brennus? It's more of a like a side grade to the Marseille. It does have very accurate shells, great AP, good HE as well. Overall, yes. If you like playing the Marseille and you want a more unique playstyle, then the Brennus is for you. What are your thoughts?
So it just uses a Henry hull and has cruiser accuracy. It's very high speed, so if you like a side grade to the Marseille and just don't have reload booster, it's perfectly fine.
Hmm. Moving on to the Sicilia, do we recommend it? The Sicilia is like the brawler cousin to the Colombo with HE and AP shells for the guns while having SAP secondaries. On paper, those SAP secondaries seem really good, but in practice, they're not. So we do not recommend the Sicilia. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it kind of sucks. The ship's one of the main selling points of the ship is sap secondaries, and it's not really that great.
Mhm. All right, moving on to the Colbert. Do you recommend the Colbert? It has one of the highest damage per minute in the game for cruisers, essentially like a mini Atlanta per se on like its range. Very lofty shells, so it's going to take some skill to be able to aim. But if you want to be John the Ruthless Giga Chad and dodging enemy shells while farming them for all their HP and hearing them scream to the distance, then we definitely recommend it. What are your thoughts?
Yep, it's easily the most difficult ship to play in a game. If you want to channel your inner John, you will have a lot of fun. If you can't, well, just get an easier ship.
Moving on to the Druid, do you recommend it? The Druid gets the Minotaur AP shells, so improved ricochet angles as well as a short fuse. Essentially, that means if you're fighting any destroyer, you're going to be able to defeat them pretty easily. If they're running away from you, it's going to be a little bit tough, or if they're bow into you. But essentially, if you catch a destroyer bow into you, you're going to be able to kill them very easily. You do have to worry about the enemy team, though, since you do have to sit bow in to be able to use all of your guns. But other than that, I'd highly recommend the Druid. What are your thoughts?
It's a very interesting all-forward gun arrangement, so you have to be pretty aggressive in order to do anything. It's very fun when you do pull it off correctly.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on to the Vampire 2. Do you recommend it? The ship has good guns, okay as torpedoes, with hydro as well as a crawling smoke as well. Overall, I'd say that the Vampire is a really fun ship to play, so I would definitely recommend it. What are your thoughts?
Pretty solid tier 10 destroyer, good firepower, good concealment. So yeah, if you want a solid destroyer, more gunboaty, then definitely take her.
Mhm. Moving on to the Illinois, do you recommend it? It essentially has it has 12 Des Moines guns on it, with a battleship hull. Okay-ish heal, small HP pool. The ship itself has a really high damage per minute output, one of the highest out of all the battleships in the game. It's really good in PvE. PvP, it's okay. But overall, it's a really fun ship to play, so I would highly recommend the Illinois. What are your thoughts?
It's fine in randoms, but it's definitely amazing in PvE modes. So if you love PvE content, go ahead and get it.
All right, moving on to the Siegfried. Do you recommend it? No. It has the same problem as the Sevastopol, where on paper, the guns seem amazing, where it has really accurate shells with good AP salvos, but it comes with the problem of not having as good HE and having issues dealing with a lot of the ships of the tier. So we wouldn't recommend the Siegfried. What is your thoughts?
Nothing's more frustrating than having all 6 shells converge and get 6 overpens for no apparent reason.
Yep, that is painful. Moving on to the final ship, we have the Paulo Emilio. Do you recommend the Paulo Emilio? Well, people call it the Yellow Emilio for a reason. You have really strong torpedo salvos, one of the fastest ships in the game, with an exhaust smoke. So essentially, you are the torpedo with this thing. Trying to nuke enemy ships with your torpedoes. It is a meme ship, and it's a lot of fun to play. And with how many Valp players you're seeing running around being very aggressive in ranked or randoms or anywhere you really see them, it's essentially like free food for the YOLO Emilio. You have a ship that's actively trying to W into you, so you can just W back into it and nuke it before he's able to heal. So highly recommend the YOLO Emilio to help counter the Valp meta. What are your thoughts?
YOLO Emilio, it's the most feast and famine destroyer. It's so much fun if you get the meme to work correctly. So if you love memes, go for YOLO.
Yep. So that is going to be it for today's video. If you guys have any questions or concerns in the comments, leave them down below, as well as type what your favorite Research Bureau ship is and why. And we'll see what the most liked Research Bureau ship is in the comments. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.